When the automobile industry was born about 100 years ago, the internal combustion engine was pretty much the unanimous choice as the method of propulsion for these horseless carriages. Even external combustion engines, such as steam power, were tried with a brief period of success. And yes, there was an attempt or two at producing battery-powered automobiles, but none were wildly successful. It wasn't until the early 1970s that the world began to seriously consider how the millions of fossil-fueled automobiles we were driving were damaging the environment with air pollution and toxic emissions, and how an alternative to gasoline might be a better way. The auto industry began, slowly at first, to redirect some of its technological energies to developing a ZEV, or zero-emissions vehicle. The first ones, powered by batteries, some by solar energy, didn't exactly take the world by storm. Many looked a little alien, and the battery-powered vehicles didn't have much of a range, due in large part to the limits of battery technology at the time, and these cars were dreadfully slow. But then in 1990, General Motors put forth what at the time was the most aggressive corporate strategy Detroit had ever embarked upon to not only create but market a practical electric vehicle. The GM Impact had fairly swoopy styling and an electric powertrain that offered decent range and, amazingly, impressive performance, as demonstrated in this drag race with two premium sports cars. The Impact ultimately evolved, leading GM to do what no other major automobile manufacturer in the United States had ever done: design a practical zero-emissions vehicle for mass production and bring it to market. The result? The GM EV1.
This coming fall, General Motors will be the first major automaker in modern times to market specifically designed electric cars to the public.
While not the first electric vehicle to be designed by one of the big three, the EV1, which bears a striking resemblance to the Impact, may become the first successful ZEV to roll from Motown. The styling, while traceable to the Impact, also reflects a kind of Saturn meets Star Trek look. In fact, the EV1 makes its retail home at GM Saturn dealers at a sticker price of about $34,000. It's a little heavier than a Saturn due to the battery pack, which consists of 26 12-volt modules with absorbent inner wraps to prevent acid leakage in an accident. A power inverter module converts AC to DC and then back to AC when delivered to the drive motor in the two front wheels. There's no transmission. In fact, there are a lot of parts not found on an EV1 you'd find on a conventional car. There's no gas tank, no exhaust system, no spark plugs, no fan belts, hoses, or dipsticks. The two questions most asked when the subject of electric cars comes up are, how fast will it go and how far will it go? With the EV1, the answer to both questions is, it depends. With a full battery charge, the EV1 will accelerate from standstill to 60 miles per hour in under 9 seconds, which is about the same performance you'd expect from your typical gasoline-powered 4-cylinder sports coupe. However, with the air conditioning or heater on, along with other electrical accessories in use, that time could be a bit slower. The top speed is 80 miles an hour and is electronically governed, since driving faster would greatly diminish the EV1's range, which brings us to that second question. With 80% battery power on a 72-degree day, without the air conditioning running and traveling on a relatively level route, the EV1 will give you about 90 miles of range. In those same conditions in city traffic, expect about 60 miles between recharges, which, by the way, are very simple. This recharging bay, which is installed in your garage, draws from a 220-volt service line and can recharge a drained EV1 in about 3 hours. This portable charging station can do the job in about 15 hours on standard house current. Both chargers are equipped with a simple paddle that plugs into the nose of the EV1. And since there is no metal-to-metal contact in this ingenious system, handling the paddle in wet weather is completely safe. The portable station is stowed in the trunk, which you'll notice has no spare tire. No, it's not an oversight. The EV1 is equipped with self-sealing tires, since the added weight of a spare tire would cut into the EV1's range. And there's a tire monitor on the control panel to alert the driver to any pressure drop in any of the tires. Another power-preserving feature on the EV1 is its coast-down system, which converts the motor to a generator to replenish battery power whenever you slow down with the coast-down button depressed. Even the simple act of using the brakes sends fresh current back to the battery modules. Driving the EV1 will require some changes in your standard operating procedures in previous automobiles. After a keyless entry, rather than an ignition switch, you'll have to dial in your personal ID code to activate the motor. Then, just choose a gear and away you go. Very quietly, we might add. The instrumentation is pretty high-tech, with the range gauge and the battery power gauge providing the most important information you'll want to know when you're traveling. With air conditioning, CD player, power windows, and a long list of convenience features, the EV1 just may be the world's first electric car that can get you there quickly and comfortably and, most importantly, get you back again. We hope it's a success, and if that's a plug, we can live with it.